couldn't get there. But if that kind of delivery is maintained from both sides into respective boxes, then you would think there's going to be an addition to the scoreline at some stage.
Felipe Anderson moved on by Souček. Here comes Cresswell again. Antonio from wide. Alexander-Arnold looking to stick to him. Souček arriving in the penalty area. Antonio by Gomez. Salah sorted it out for Alexander-Arnold, and Felipe Anderson closed down.
Well, that's something we didn't see at the Etihad last time out, that West Ham getting numbers in the box, because you mentioned earlier, Peter, when they did get into a crossing position, there was nothing to target.
Mane waving Robertson past him. Firmino, Fabinho, Virgil van Dijk, Naby Keita, Salah, Robertson, Salah. Couldn't get it back from Mane. Snodgrass clear. Fabinho lent on Felipe Anderson, I think, blind side of John Moss.
I think he's looking for Felipe Anderson because he knows the ball's gone.
Fabinho. Peter gave and went. Fabinho. Firmino. Salah. Mane crashed into by young Ngakia.
Yeah, I think he is safe from a card on that one, Ngakia. But knew exactly what was going on.
Well, it was an adult tackle from the boy.
He'll be fretting for a moment or two now, until this is safely seen away.
Fabianski's instructions are clear. Alexander-Arnold behind the ball. Lends itself to a right foot, this, though Robertson is alongside. Alexander-Arnold through the wall! And just wide of the post.
Yeah, is he suggesting that there was a handball involved in this? He had a word with John Moss.
Mild inquiry.
Yeah, it's Mikel Antonio, yeah. It's come off his. I'm not sure it's extended that far from his body, but no penalty.
Natural position, presumably. Alexander-Arnold's corner, and Fabianski rises to great effect. Van Dijk's header crashing, though, off the top of the bar and behind.
Yeah, just look at Van Dijk. I mean, he hasn't been given this room up to now. Mikel Antonio has been holding him. And on that occasion, he just gave him a yard or two, and that allowed him to get to the front post, and he's a whisker away. I mean, maybe if it's low enough, Fabianski probably gets a hand to it, but West Ham just dawdled to allow him clear.
Antonio. Souček could at least protect it for Cresswell. Alexander-Arnold and shaped it across. Allison picks up with comfort. Firmino. Robertson. Mane through the middle. Salah far side. And Gakia's calm tackle.
Nice touch.
And he wants it back from Noble. Ngakia. He'll settle for that off Van Dijk. Not given that much attacking licence, but he progressed usefully. Preferred to one of the grand right-backs of the Premier League era, Pablo Zabaleta, whose legs are somewhat more aged.
Yeah, agreed. Positionally repeating.
Flung in by Snodgrass. Repelled as far as Noble. Snodgrass again. Robertson stayed on his feet, kept his eye on the ball. And then nearly presented it back. Keita falls under challenge from Souček, and it's a Liverpool free kick. Alexander-Arnold. Diop. Snodgrass away. Noble battling with Fabinho. Yeah, fouling Wijnaldum.
I think referee now will have an eye on the accumulative fouls from West Ham. You've got to be careful as well if you open up some banter with John Moss. He bites back. He did with Dan Gosling.
He did. And actually, unusually for a referee, got an awful lot of sympathy. Fabinho.
Listen, the referees get huge criticism during any game from the pros, so giving a bit back, what's the problem? I thought by highlighting it, I thought it was embarrassing for Bournemouth, frankly.
Robertson. Mane slipped it between the legs of Ngakia, but Souček was there to help out. Fabinho whips it wide. Felipe Anderson does enough with his first header and then emerges with ball at feet.
He got one nutmeg and he tried another and didn't come off.
Keita. Sends Wijnaldum back to base. Keita. Gomez for Alexander-Arnold. His pass is just too firm for Firmino.
I think West Ham defensively have made it tougher for Liverpool this time round, and I think at the other end, in the other half, they've lifted their own confidence, I think, by showing more. There's more courage and a bigger willingness, I should say, to get on the ball. And use it like that.
Ball from Souček. Felipe Anderson. Alexander-Arnold. Firmino outside of him. Dashing towards Salah. Souček tidies up.
The Hammers are showing a lot of fighting spirit, and their fans are enjoying it.
So is their boss. He has lost to Liverpool in the Premier League no fewer than 17 times, David Moyes. He's lost to no one else more than that.
Yeah, but can the Irons keep it up against the heavy metal?
Ngakia. Fabinho. Alexander-Arnold. Palmed out by Fabianski, that's enough.
Yeah, I thought he was going to catch that, but not sure what was around him. Maybe he just decided that was the best policy.
Just a minute to add on. Alexander-Arnold. Let it bounce, and Fabianski, presumably having given him a shout to do so, came to collect.
I think there'll be a lot of visiting disinterest in that, because Liverpool were always going to outdo West Ham in that category.
It's a good steal by Sadio Mane. He rolled it towards Mo Salah, who was actually offside. John Moss can wave it on. Felipe Anderson can have a sprint, and Antonio's through the middle, and Snodgrass is reaching the edge of the penalty area as well, but Antonio's run did not dovetail with Anderson's pass. Half-time. Hammers with heart. No such thing as a gimme. Liverpool scored first. Gini Wijnaldum, header, 9 minutes. One sensed that the die was cast. Not so. 12 minutes, Issa Diop header, 1-1, and West Ham have stayed in it since. It's a proper contest. At the break at Anfield, Liverpool aren't quite sure for once. It's Liverpool 1, West Ham 1.
So we have seen some slow starts by Liverpool the last couple of Premier League games, but there was that goal by Wijnaldum, his first goal since December, but just 174 seconds later, West Ham equalized. Robbie, Kyle to break it down next.
I got sunshine on a cloudy day. You say what can make me feel this way, my girl.
Room for 7 and much, much more. The first ever GLB. Lease the GLB 250 SUV for just $419 a month at your local Mercedes-Benz dealer.
Welcome to Portobello's. This guy looks like he's ready for some scampi bites.
Wait a sec. I feel like I know you.
Oh, have you dined with us before?
No, you're that insurance guy, aren't you? The pasty one.
Oh, as if. Like I'm gonna go into some spiel about how you can get options based on your budget with the name your price tool.
Hey, Robbie, you telling about the mushroom puffers?
Just about to, Pam.
Wait, are we in a Progressive commercial?
Come on down to Portobello's, it's food, family, and fun.
What is happening?
Home. It's so much more than a house. It's your own little slice of heaven. For over 30 years, Rocket Mortgage has helped millions of Americans finance the home of their dreams.
Deep breath, honey, please do something. We gotta go. Guys, no.
So you can spend your time making your house home. Rocket Mortgage. Push button, get mortgage.
Nathan McKinnon's Avalanche look to elevate their seeding in the West against Jack Eichel and the Sabres. And later, Sidney Crosby's Penguins take on the Kings. It's a Wednesday night hockey doubleheader on NBCSN.
With my hepatitis C, I felt I couldn't be at my best for my family. In only 8 weeks with Maverit, I was cured.
I faced reminders of my hep C every day.
I worried about my hep C.
But in only 8 weeks with Maverit, I was cured.
Maverit is the only 8-week cure for all types of hep C. Before starting Maverit, your doctor will test if you've had hepatitis B, which may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had hepatitis B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV-1, or other medical conditions, and all medicines you take. Don't take Maverit with anazanavir or rifampin, or if you've had certain liver problems. If you've had or have serious liver problems other than hep C, there's a rare chance they may worsen. Signs of serious liver problems may include yellowing of the skin, abdominal pain or swelling, confusion, and unexplained bleeding or bruising. Tell your doctor if you develop symptoms of liver disease. Common side effects include headache and tiredness.
With hep C behind me, I feel free.
Fearless. Because I am cured.
Talk to your doctor about Maverit.
Volkswagen halftime. Liverpool have not lost in the Premier League this season, find themselves even with a team currently in the relegation zone, 1-1 with West Ham at Anfield. Welcome in studio, everyone. Ahmed Fareed here with Robbie Earl, Kyle Martino. Let's take a look at how it all went down in the first half. The Geico first half highlights. Kyle, 9 minutes in, we had a goal.
Yeah, we did, and a very deep defensive unit that right at the beginning of this game, through wonderful interaction on that first attempt that gets blocked, and then just a ball into the box that's outstanding. But still, as good as this ball is, and it's excellent from Trent Alexander-Arnold, he has a tight window, he's running away from the goal, generates so much power on that. Fabianski has to make that save, and that reaction right there from the goalkeeper knows he should have parried that wide.
Opening goal on 23 occasions now, most of the Premier League for Liverpool, but the answer for West Ham.
Allison here, just right there, getting so tied up with Antonio. Doesn't get his feet set, and that ball comes at him quickly because the header was excellent. Didn't think Diop could head it facing away from the goal that quickly.
Chance for Liverpool.
Yeah, Trent Alexander from the free kick gets deflected and goes wide for a corner. From the resulting corner, Van Dijk, bigger, stronger than everybody else, but he can't beat the crossbar as the header comes in.
We wondered how West Ham could maybe frustrate Liverpool, and you guys have your eye on something here.
Tactically, they've done a very clever job at set pieces, corner kicks. Antonio stood in front of the goalkeeper and just giving him a problem, just giving Alisson draws the concentration of the goalkeepers. See how many times that Alisson's had to push Antonio out of the way before he can make the save. And if this continues and West Ham get good service in the box, it could be a way they could maybe get themselves a winner in the game.
Throw Liverpool off their game perhaps a bit. So in this first half, Kyle, have West Ham shown you enough to believe that maybe they could have a chance in the final 45 minutes?
Their first half performance has. And Jim did a great job of comparing it to the performance against Manchester City, where they tried to do the same thing defensively and offered absolutely nothing going forward. So less than 30% possession, only 2 shots, but it's that they're getting numbers forward. They're getting out of that defensive block and showing a commitment to attack that's impressive. And listen, Liverpool, you know, they do have a mistake in them, and they do offer opportunities. They're not as bad as they were when Jurgen Klopp said the training dummies could score against them, but if they keep getting set pieces and keep things tight in the back, they're going to have an opportunity in this game.
I think Peter said it well. Hammers with heart. We're seeing some competitiveness. They've defended well when they've had to at times. They've almost gone 6 at the back. Antonio's dealt with Trent Alexander-Arnold on one side. Snodgrass has dealt with Robertson on the other. And they've had the opportunity to break. The problem is, or the issue is, you don't get anything for 45 minutes. It's 1-1. They've done a brilliant job. No relaxing, no dropping off, no less intensity in the second half, because what we've seen with Liverpool over the course of this season is they've found a way to get 3 points, and that's the problem West Ham are going to have.
The difference for Liverpool now, they are coming off a loss. It wasn't the Champions League against great competition, but the last time they were out there, they lost. How could that affect them?
The difference was they didn't have Anfield behind them. You know, that's the thing, and we watched it last season, we've watched it recently, we've seen it a lot this season. There is something about Anfield that almost drags and invites the ball into the goal. I remember we were at the Fan Fest in Boston, and we had the big Seamus, you know, doing a crowd surf at the end of that, where against Spurs, it was a Lloris mistake that let it through. It's attrition. They know that they're going to push, and West Ham are going to tire. Even though you're sitting back, you fatigue having to shift left and right, so you think Liverpool will find a way through.
From West Ham's point of view, though, 2 games now, Liverpool, in the Champions League and in the Premier League, 2 goals conceded from corner kicks. We've seen Mikel Antonio on Alisson, and that's caused a problem. There'll be belief in the West Ham dressing room. Maybe they can get something here, if not a draw, go on and win the game.
Growing confidence for West Ham. Maybe they didn't have it before this game began. They probably have it about 45 minutes in. A manager that wears his emotions on his sleeve, Jurgen Klopp, some reasons to celebrate in the first half. David Moyes trying to get a win at Anfield.
Have you ever wondered what the monster truck driver drives when they're not driving a monster truck?
Quiet nights of quiet stars, quiet chords from my guitar.
This one drives a Volkswagen Arteon.
Our cars do more than bring us from point A to B. They take us to unforgettable moments and new beginnings. At Amica, we believe in life's extraordinary experiences. So much so that we built a company around it. With every phone call, every quote, every claim, We're an insurance company that delivers an experience that meets the only standards higher than ours. Yours. Experience Amica. Auto, home, and life insurance.
Now, if you missed the announcement from earlier, we will be hosting our third and final Fan Fest of the season in Philadelphia. We'll be at Dilworth Park, just outside City Hall. It's going to be on April 4th and 5th. Now, Austin, Miami Beach, they were great. We want Philly to be even better. What you can do is you can RSVP at NBCSports.com/Premier League Mornings Live.
Premier League on NBCSN is brought to you by Volkswagen. Drive something bigger than yourself.
Quando il gioco si fa duro e non sai che fare, metti su un bel sorriso per il tempo di giocare. Sei così bella, 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 bella con le storie.
Whatever you do it beautifully. Veroni, Italia.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing 16-year-old Wayne Rooney. Wayne Rooney. Oh, he went for it all! His first goal in the Premiership. Here he is, Jamie Vardy in the clear to score again. He was never in doubt. And Sterling's through here and scores 21 seconds into the second half. Raheem Sterling has the goal.
Barclays, champion of the Premier League since 2001 and official banking partner.
I just feel stuck, Doc, and I'm hearing voices.
You feel stuck because you are stuck in a giant chocolate bar.
Huh. What about the voices?
That's me.
There it is again.
Hello, son. I think it's time you join the family business.
Dad, come on. I'm
going to Old Spice Fiji?
Dad, I'm an Old Spice body and face wash kind of guy.
Moisturizing.
Have you ever wondered what the motorcade driver drives when they're not in a motorcade? This one drives a Volkswagen Passat.
Coming up on Sunday, a clash with potential playoff implications in the Big Apple as Claude Giroux and the Flyers take on the Rangers. We got Flyers-Rangers Sunday noon Eastern over on NBC. Liverpool, early celebration. They got 17 wins in a row. Another win today would match the top flight record, but that is currently in danger. West Ham, even with Liverpool. Second half coming up next.
Have you ever wondered what the motorcade driver drives when they're not in a motorcade?
Now at Dave & Buster's, the greatest deal ever on the greatest games ever. The Great 8, now free. Eat, drink, and play free. Only at Dave & Buster's.
Every year, our analysts visit thousands of companies in a multitude of countries where we get to know the people that drive a company's growth and gain new perspectives. That's why we go beyond the numbers. T. Rowe Price. Invest with confidence.
Who will rise to the occasion? Tame the bear trap and roar to victory. The Honda Classic. PGA Tour live coverage begins Thursday at 10 a.m. on Go.
It was late at night. I was browsing KennedyAuto.com when there was a knock at my door.
Hey, baby, what you doing?
Buying a car from John Kennedy Ford.
Online?
I let her in on the secret. KennedyAuto.com makes car buying easy. That got her attention.
Can I go for a ride?
Let me get my coat. KennedyAuto.com. Enjoy your ride.
Awesome internet. It's more than just fast. It keeps all your devices running smoothly. With built-in security that protects your kids, no matter what they're up to. Protects your info and gives you 24/7 peace of mind. That if it's connected, it's protected.
Here's what a treat.
Even that pet camera thingy. Can your internet do that? Xfinity XFi can, because it's simple, easy, awesome.
Jurgen Klopp onto the pitch for the second half. Liverpool unbeaten in their last 53 Premier League home matches. Last loss came in 2017. If this result does hold here, West Ham would move out of the relegation zone. A lot to be decided in the second half. Peter Drury, Jim Beglin with the call.
The bubbles are buoyant. West Ham re-emerging at Anfield with something to hold on to, with good reason for belief, with a front runner in Mikel Antonio, who has caused problems, with a goal scorer in Issa Diop, who has been robust, as they all have been, defensively, and at the moment with a point that would take them out of the bottom three. David Moyes cannot realistically have hoped for too much more than this. It has been an excellent display up to now from the rank outsiders of two, and Liverpool, having won their last 20 home league games in a row, have it still to do in the second half, kicking as they are towards the top. With Gomez launching immediately, Diop getting across and affecting his first defensive header. Robertson, Mane looking to turn. Diop clear. Do you think, Jim Beglin, that Liverpool was surprised by West Ham in the first half?
No, not according to what Jurgen Klopp said pre-match.
Alexander-Arnold, Firmino, that is a big, clear opening.
For a lot of players, that angle might seem daunting, but for Firmino, you're expecting to see the net ripple. And again, it's that situation where Alexander-Arnold has just afforded too much room. Felipe Anderson's got to stay tighter to him and do a better job. It's almost as if on that occasion he went at it very casually.
Souček's down. His first half performance was excellent. This would be a big miss for West Ham if he had to go off. Playing as he is, only his third Premier League game for David Moyes. Remember, it was on the night that Liverpool visited the London Stadium that Souček was unveiled as the new signing on loan from Slavia Prague. There's 20 caps for his nation. But after just 2.5 games for West Ham, he is hobbling away to be replaced by Pablo Fornals. And, well, Jim, you're the expert, but it seemed to me that he was one of the fundamentals of that really good West Ham first-half display. In both penalty areas, he was a threat and a barrier.
He was, and welcome to the Premier League. That's what the intensity of this league can do to you. It's unfortunate.
Fornals on at very short notice.
Yeah, that means I referred to Noble in the first half as playing the number 10 position. Fornals is pretty much in that role now. Noble is dropped in with Declan Rice. Playing to the cup end, the sucking force is greater.
Gomez, Fabinho, Salah, Alexander-Arnold, Keita, Salah. Behind Wijnaldum, lifted out by Rice, chased here by Antonio, who kept it from Van Dijk and then played a pass just out of the reach of the newly arrived Pablo Fornals.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the accuracy of that pass from Antonio in seeking Fornals, that can make a big difference.
Three away wins all season for West Ham. Watford, Chelsea and Southampton. Keita, Firmino, Salah. Just behind Firmino as he dashed into the box. Knocked away by Cresswell. Up gets Van Dijk. Fabinho. Salah. Cresswell's got the problem here. He's called Mo Salah. Salah. Against Ogbonna. Salah again. Ogbonna is up on his feet. Felipe Anderson emerges. Bit of space ahead of Fornals here. And Snodgrass has pulled away. And Robertson has ground to make up. It's Robert Snodgrass driving at him. Snodgrass blocked by Van Dijk.
Yeah, I think his first thought, Snodgrass, was to try and let one go, to try and shoot, but then he saw the runner.
Wijnaldum now. Pass. Antonio can turn and go. Hasn't got a lot of company. But again, Snodgrass is galloping up far side. Gomez watched the ball like a hawk.
Yeah, that's wonderful defending.
Firmino for Mane. Robertson outside of him. And Ngakia in reverse. And Ngakia committed. Robertson's cross beyond Salah. Anderson skipping away from Fabinho, light-footedly. Fornals, Snodgrass wants it played early. Noble holds on. Cresswell. Antonio wrestling with Gomez, who is just so accomplished. And now Salah looking to burst forward. Ogbonna's there.
Yeah, Ogbonna's been no nonsense tonight. He knows the company he's in. He can't afford to take any chances. No Jordan Henderson, who's a very vociferous skipper. So Virgil van Dijk needs to let everybody know around him what is required.
Forward by Alexander-Arnold, out again by Ogbonna. Gathered by Keita. Foul by Fornals.
Yeah, the ball's been kicked away and Declan Rice has received yellow. And that could end up a stupid yellow.
And it puts pressure on the young Irish midfielder for the last 40 minutes of a game that
he's English, by the way. He's English.
He's English.
He opted for
formerly Irish midfielder.
Yeah, exactly. He only played friendlies.
Mane, Fabinho. In by Robertson. Away by Diop. Taken off it by Rice. By Van Dijk. Robertson stood his ground and felt a bit from Robertson then. Noble. Fornals. Snodgrass outside of him. Antonio through the inside right channel, but Gomez again had that run covered.
Well, Snodgrass was going mad because Antonio had no chance and he wanted a simple pass played to him.
Salah. Firmino. Salah won it back. Firmino's still interested. Fabianski crutches.
Yeah. I mean, West Ham are basically saying to Liverpool, you have to be exact in any pass you choose. And Robertson, with that tackle before, Peter, that you referred to, there you go. He just had a little glance. Diop across his leg, but he felt it. It's beautifully poised, isn't it now? I mean, there's a real edge to it.
People have spoken for generations about unpicking the lock of a defence, and it really does feel like an apt way of putting it. Finding the code, every element, every figure in a 10, 11-figure code has to be exactly right to find what gap there just might exist in West Ham's back line. And all the while, of course, there's the ever-present threat that West Ham just might do something going the other way.
There's potential for that.
Cresswell. Felipe Anderson leaning away from Keita. He's hit the referee, who I think would have stopped it had it not gone to the feet of Mark Noble, so that West Ham can continue to progress with Cresswell and now Antonio. Felipe Anderson, Fornals, Noble. Snodgrass, Noble, Rice. Fornals! West Ham lead at Anfield. Never mind that, Liverpool trail at Anfield. Pablo Fornals off the bench, and West Ham are in a place that for them tonight seemed unimaginable.
Well, listen, you can't take anything away from the Hammers, because the way they've actually composed themselves and kept the football at times in this second half has been wonderful to see. And Declan Rice just took a chance. I'm not sure he's trying to pick anyone out, and it's just arrived perfectly for Fornals. But he knew he couldn't afford to take a touch, or Liverpool would be on top of him. And Van Dijk and Gomez can only look at one another as this is struck, and he caught it ever so well. Alisson on this occasion can't really do much about it. It skips off the surface, and will David Moyes be on his way to a victory at Anfield at last?
53 Premier League home games without defeat, Liverpool. Crystal Palace, 23rd of April 2017. 34 months, 148 weeks in a day, 1,037 days since Liverpool lost a league game on this ground. They're chasing one. And that, incidentally, was also the last time Liverpool lost a game having scored first. So, Jurgen.
Well, there's change on the bench, Oxlade-Chamberlain. A player capable from range, and he can add a goal or two.
As he did at West Ham last month.
Indeed. After Salah's penalty.
Gary Oxlade-Chamberlain for Keita. Well, this would be one of the feathers in a managerial cap which David Moyes would cherish the most. There's a lot of football still to be played, and Liverpool have weapons to use, of which he is certainly one. Chamberlain tipped off it by Felipe Anderson. West Ham have found muscle as well as belief. Van Dijk. Liverpool are too good to panic. Wijnaldum.
And West Ham have a poor record when leading, Peter.
Oxlade-Chamberlain!
There's that range. I mean, he can unleash power. That time, I don't think Fabianski was ever particularly worried.
He and Alexander-Arnold, both players who like to shoot from range, a pair of double-barrel players who like to give it both barrels. But as the captain sits on the sidelines, clearly exasperated by what he's seeing, yeah, Liverpool must do it without him.
And as we know, sometimes when you're not in the team and on the touchline, you become an even better player.
Ngakia, wary of Sadio Mane, Liverpool's corner. Trent Alexander-Arnold hurrying over to take it. There is a greater urgency now. There has to be.
West Ham have got to find whatever they've got now to protect the position they've managed.
Oxlade-Chamberlain. Up got Van Dijk, in went Mane, out came Fabianski.
Yeah, well, Snodgrass is the one now who's been given the Antonio job, and he didn't really compete. He's tried to stay with Van Dijk, but Van Dijk is just trying to knock this down to Sadio Mane.
Felipe Anderson, Snodgrass. Antonio. West Ham supporters here are finding this quite hard to drink in. But here is Sadio Mane. And it's bounced for Robertson. It's Mo Salah. It's just too much for the Egyptian.
Yeah, there was pace on it from Robertson. That was Salah's undoing. It's just a bit too much. I mean, he has been advanced so often, Andy Robertson. And when it did find him, and it's a good fizzer, isn't it? But yeah, just a little overhit.
Van Dijk. Chamberlain. Robertson. Driven wide towards Alexander-Arnold. Well coped with by Cresswell. Rice. Pounced upon by Oxlade-Chamberlain, who's hungry and fresh. And has support from Firmino. And now Mane. Ngakia took a piece of it. Mane took it back. Robertson, Sadio Mane, and Ngakia's challenge, corner given.
He played the ball. He did well on both occasions. It's disruption. The first time he got a foot to it, and then he had to actually match the run. Once Robertson flicked it backwards. Yeah, he's played the ball off Sadio Mane. And maybe Liverpool are fortunate to get the corner, because I think it came off the Senegalese last.
Alexander-Arnold! Fabianski claws it out.
Yeah, well, if you can't get through the numbers, try and whack one past them. It's loud now.
Alexander-Arnold's corner. Van Dijk, Fabinho, away by Diop. Robertson, comes back in beyond Sadio Mane, and flicked behind by Ngakia for another Liverpool corner. The cop rages, insists. Oxlade-Chamberlain, Wijnaldum, Robertson, and stolen away by Felipe Anderson for another one.
Yeah, he had to get there because Alexander-Arnold looked as if he was going to keep it alive, and Van Dijk is appealing to John Moss that he was fouled the last time the ball came into the box. Snodgrass is closest to him again.
This is intense. Alexander-Arnold up and over from Firmino.
That's another very good chance for Roberto Firmino that you're expecting to keep down. You know, space all the way. Diop doesn't get close enough to him, and I think he's actually unhappy with himself. And the earlier hit from Alexander-Arnold was a peach. And that is a good save. A very good save. West Ham can feel the Cop's roar now.
Up by Van Dijk, on by Salah, taken up by Firmino. Ogbonna, surrounded by red shirts and fouled. Well, Antonio has come to the sideline to receive instruction from Kevin Nolan and David Moyes, who have in mind clearly a further change here, throwing on Sebastian Haller, which could very well alter Antonio's role. With Anna playing through the middle as a hold-up centre-forward. Antonio, we know, is one of the most versatile players in the Premier League, everything from full-back to centre-forward. But there's the guy who's got the goal that matters.
Yeah, I mean, he came on, didn't he, because of an injury, but, you know, what a decision it's turned out to be. He caught it absolutely perfectly. He knew it immediately. He was on his way to the West Ham fans behind the goal at that end, knowing that this was destined for the corner.
His goals away from home for West Ham this season, at Newport, at Gillingham, and at the champions-elect. He'll cherish this one. Pablo Fornells, and here comes that West Ham change. Felipe Anderson, after a month and a half out of the side, has put in an hour or more. Sebastian Aller strides on as centre-forward, and Antonio has moved out wide.
Which is what they were discussing prior to the substitution being made.
Hoping, one assumes, to blunt the threat of Mo Salah in particular.
Look at that now, Peter. 19 attempts. And
West Ham have 2 on target.
Yeah, well, that's all you need sometimes. But Liverpool surely will find a finish.
Struck his arm. John Moss was unperturbed. Fabinho's challenge, though, is penalised. Took it quickly. Haller's the target, and he's on the side. Antonio. Cresswell. Touched out towards Firmino. He turns and sees Wijnaldum. Mane. Strong challenge from Diop, and the whistle has gone, and he's going to be booked.
Yeah, well, he's apoplectic about this. This at Diop, he felt he did nothing wrong, that he actually got a foot to the ball. Perhaps not, but if anything, Sadio Mane has just clipped him as he tried to play the ball, but yellow card looks harsh.
In by Robertson, closer to Fabianski than to Van Dijk.
And after that Wijnaldum header, early on, we all thought this was just going to be plain sailing.
Just goes to show, don't bother pre-scripting any Premier League game. You just don't know. Fabulous narrative in this one now. Declan Rice. Snodgrass. Robertson stood his ground. Sadio Mane. Firmino. Mane. Salah.
Well, he's been a very good servant for West Ham, Fabianski, but he's made a big error. It's an embarrassing one. But Andy Robertson, I think, again, has done brilliantly because he's taken up that high position more often than not. And it's not the strongest effort from Mo Salah, but it is on target, and you've always got the chance. But nobody was expecting Fabianski to do that.
What will that do to West Ham's spirit, which has been so admirable all night? Mikel Antonio, Declan Rice, Ngakia. Noble, flags up.
Yeah, he's probably still wondering how he had that momentary lapse.